What's up everyone? Welcome to Crypto Maximalist. Today we're going to be taking a look at Ethereum and its recent price action, along with some talk about news and fundamentals, and with the price prediction for the short and the long term as well. Before we begin, we'd just like to say thank you so much to everyone for their continued support, the likes and subscribers, Patreon and YouTube members, and all your amazing comments and sharing. We appreciate you all so much at the channel, and we've been growing incredibly fast recently, so thank you to all of you. Our community has been growing amazingly well recently. It's all down to you guys, so thank you so much. If you want to support the channel, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any videos, and turn on bell notifications as well. We're posting 4 videos per day, so come back every day for daily updates and analysis. In any instance, you can sign up to our free Telegram via the description. This is not financial advice. Welcome to Crypto Maximalist. Let's begin. So as we can see in the past few days, there has been a massive sell-off in the market in general. We've been taking a look into this, and we think that there may be a few factors that are essentially causing this massive sell-off. There did seem to be some form of coordinated whale manipulation of the market. Obviously, recently we've seen weakness in Bitcoin in regards to lots of FUD coming into the market. There's been Tesla FUD about Elon Musk not accepting Bitcoin as payment anymore. There's also been FUD about Tether, and then also about China and India banning cryptocurrencies again for the 50th time. There's also been some propaganda and supposedly insider conspiracy theories about potential firms in China trying to dump the market so that China's government themselves can actually buy Bitcoin at a cheaper price. And there's basically been a lot of stuff going around, and we think it may be a combination of some of these factors, along with a lot of new investors in the space basically panic selling on the way down. We think there may have been a coordinated attempt by whales to essentially dump the price of Bitcoin when it was in a weakened state at around 41k, which led to the massive capitulation of the market all the way down to 28k, I think the wick went down all the way down to. But then, almost suspiciously, it did seem to recover all the way back up to 40k in the space of a few hours afterwards, which tends to suggest to us that Bitcoin was being heavily manipulated. And obviously the same thing has happened to all altcoins as well. The vast majority of altcoins got absolutely crushed. And this is something that, although the circumstances are quite different than how we expected, we have been calling for a massive sell-off for ETH for some time now. Obviously because of the huge amount of euphoria that we recently saw for Ethereum. You can quite clearly see here that Ethereum was trading upwards in a very almost parabolic looking channel here, as we can see. It was basically going straight up for a long while. We did actually see a head and shoulders formation forming here, and although we thought that there would be a correction out of this channel, maybe back down to these levels here, as we can see, we did actually get a very nice correction down to here, and we thought that this would probably be a sufficient correction. But then obviously the whole market dumped because of Bitcoin basically capitulating, dragging the entire market down with it. And ETH actually went as low as, what is this, almost under $1,900, which is a massive correction. From the top, I think that's well over 60%. It's around 57% according to this, which is a massive decrease. Obviously, if we're in a bull market and we're seeing corrections that large, we should obviously be very concerned. But there's one thing that I wanted to point out to you guys today, and that is the fact that basically the correction itself before the capitulation that we saw, which seemed to be manipulated from here to here, was only around 32-33% for ETH, which would still signal that we're in a bull market, sorry, but we just had a nice correction to the downside. Obviously, I've been calling for a correction between 3,000 and 3,500 for a while now, just to get some cooling off for Ethereum. Obviously, we've had a really big run up here, so having a correction to around these levels would not be out of the question, and this is something that we were actually calling for so we could sustain the rally for Ethereum. But obviously, as we can see, it got to these levels and was actually bouncing around pretty well, but then we actually had this huge capitulation. Once we broke down below 3k here, as you can see, there was some fighting in this area, and then we did get the massive capitulation to the downside, which we think was largely due to just a massive panic sell in the market. But if you look from here to here, which is where the actual normal-ish market conditions happened, you can quite clearly see this is around a 32% correction, which would still basically say that we're in a bull market. So we're not too concerned about what we've been seeing in the past few days. Obviously, this is a very concerning sign when you see Ethereum come back down below 2K after it's essentially been all the way up at 4.5K almost, which is a massive, massive drop. But we have actually seen Bitcoin recover all of its value that it lost since yesterday. I think it's over 40K again now, which has basically recovered all of the gains that it lost from the supposed correct massive capitulation yesterday, which seems to be heavily manipulated from what we can tell. Basically, most of the people that sold were people that were newer into cryptocurrency in the past few months. Most of the wallets that sold were newer wallets that were created recently, whereas the older wallets and the bigger wallets, the whales, for example, were just accumulating and buying more Bitcoin on the way down. So it seems quite likely to us that there may have been some kind of coordinated sell-off to take advantage of the weakness in the market. And if this hadn't happened, we believe that Ethereum would have probably hung around at about 3K here and probably had a nice bounce back up to 3.5K. Obviously, it remains to be seen what's going to happen next. Obviously, there's a lot of fear and uncertainty in the market right now. I think we're in a period of extreme fear, which is actually the largest amount of fear there's been since the 2020 March crash because of the pandemic. So it remains to be seen what's going to happen, but we do seem to be getting a nice bounce back to the upside for Ethereum as well here. We can see from the bottom here, we've actually bounced back up a really nice amount, around a 43% gain here, which is very nice to see it recovering quite well. It looks as though it's consolidating in this range between 2,500 and 3K, which is nice to see rather than it coming back down to retest these lows. Obviously, as we can see, it did actually come back down once the Eastern markets opened in the morning and everyone woke up. But it seems as though it bounced quite nicely off this trend line, which we'd just like to outline now. Obviously, as we can see, things do look pretty bad when you zoom in and look like this looks like a really, really bad correction. But if we actually zoom out and look at the macro trend line for the year, Ethereum has actually been bouncing off this blue trend line very nicely. And it has actually wicked back up on the 1 hourly time frame here and basically come back to the upside. There's lots of touching points for this, so it's quite a strong trend line, as you can quite clearly see. So it does look as though Ethereum got really, really heated, and it has had a larger than we would have expected correction because of this market-wide correction we've seen. But we still feel bullish on Ethereum. It does seem as though the price has actually come back down and retested this macro trend line, as we can see here. And things don't seem to be totally in capitulation yet. We've had a nice correction to the upside from this low. As we can see, we're up around 45% from the bottom of this low. We can quite clearly see that we're bouncing in and around this previous all-time high here of around $2,600. And I think sometimes it's important to keep perspective. If you think a month ago, anyone would have bit your hand off basically for a $2,600 Ethereum when it was ranging in these areas for such a long time. Obviously, it's ran all the way to $4,500 since then and had a huge correction, but we're still back at currently a price of over $2,700. So although the correction was very, very big, we still think that the bull market is on the cards. We would like to see Ethereum come back up and over 3K. If that was the case and it did come back to 3K here, that would be bringing us back into bull market territory then very, very confidently. At the current price, we're still down around 38.5% from the all-time high, which is a very large correction, but that's still not unheard of in a bull market, and this has happened before in 2013 and 2017. So we're still bullish on Ethereum and we're still bullish on the cryptocurrency space. Personally, we don't believe that the cryptocurrency bull market is over yet. Although this correction did seem very, very drastic, we do believe that there was some manipulation to basically take advantage of the correction that we should have seen, which was around in between 32 and 40% for Bitcoin, we think. So we're still bullish, and we have seen quite a nice bounce to the upside now. We'll have to see what happens in the next few days to confirm what we think. Obviously, this is not financial advice, and this is our own opinion. But we do believe that based on what we're seeing, bull markets just don't end with extreme fear. They end with extreme greed almost every single time. So it doesn't seem likely just the bull market is over. Our short-term price target for Ethereum, we do want to see it head over 3K again. I think if we see that, we are going to see Ethereum slowly moving back up. We do think that in the next month or so, if that's the case, Ethereum can get back to its all-time high at least. We would like to see Ethereum in the short term over 3K and then breaking this next resistance where there's quite a lot of structure here, as we can quite clearly tell in this area, at around 3.5K as well. I think if we can do that and get some sideways action at least for Ethereum in the next month or so, then we're going to set ourselves up for more bullish price action in the long term as well. So we still do believe that Ethereum can easily go past 10K this year. This correction was very scary, but we don't think this is the end of the run. So that's our update for Ethereum today, guys. We'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please let us know down in the comment section below. Also, make sure to hit the like button, as it helps the channel out so much. So if you're a fan of the channel, please hit the like button now. Currently, only 10% of our viewers are subbed, and we'd love to see our community continue to grow more. So please hit the big red subscribe button as well. If you'd like to support the channel more directly, please sign up to our Patreon via the link in the description below, or sign up to YouTube membership by hitting the join button right next to the sub below this video, where you can get access to our private Discord. We're going to be offering a host of additional benefits, including coin calls, and the higher tiers gain one-to-one access to us personally, as well as a look at our personal portfolio, our daily research of cryptos with massive potential, not to mention a 100x portfolio that we're currently constructing. So please take advantage of that there. Don't forget to get 2 free stocks with Webull by signing up and then depositing $100 using our link in the description below. You can quite literally deposit the $100, get your 2 free stocks, and then withdraw the money, so there's no reason not to do that, and they could be valued all the way up to $1,600 each, but don't forget to actually deposit as well. You can also sign up to our free Telegram via the description as well. All the links are in the description for affiliate links for discounts and free crypto. Please like and subscribe. We are Crypto Maximalists.